I just took a sip, and it tastes fantastic.
It does taste good. We got a what is it?
Wait, what is it? It's Bailey's. Bailey's, and then coffee. We got to, get the people going. Got to get the energy going.
Honestly, I'm not a Bailey's drinker. I don't drink Bailey's. I just, it's like that milky consistency. It's just not something I really drink.
I think the only other times we drink Bailey's is probably in an Irish car bomb.
I hate Irish car bombs.
I love Irish car bombs.
I'm with you on that.
It is a miserable
They are
thought.
fantastic.
The second I see
3-1.
That's it. Al, put me on the board.
But at the same time, you're just like hammering that immediately.
Dude.
So I don't even know. There can be 10 things or there can be 2 things in it. I wouldn't even know.
I think some people just have Bailey's on the rocks sometimes, too.
When was the last time we took an Irish car bomb?
Vegas.
I think it was Vegas. And I remember because...
No, we took it on Kenny's bachelor party.
Yeah, we took
it was in the Keys.
Bunch of them.
And we did it right after doing a pickleback.
I went with you with Vegas.
And then we proceeded to follow it with a Vegas bomb.
Hey, for the moms.
That's
Vegas
the
bombs
problem.
for the moms.
That's the problem. We do an Irish car bomb, which is Bailey's and
Guinness.
beer. And then we go to a Vegas bomb. And then we go to a pickleback.
All on vacations.
All on
I mean,
vacations.
just always.
Terrible.
Trips,
Terrible mix.
which is probably a good...
We just like to torture ourselves.
Dude,
That's
work hard,
basically
play
it.
hard. I love vacations.
Yeah, I love vacations too.
Vacations
what about you
are
all?
awesome.
Vacations are the best, especially when we go out to our annual Colorado trip. That's a good vacation. I love
Ski
Colorado.
trips, baby.
Those ski trips while we're all wearing like tropical themed shirts.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
we did a lot of
was it.
cruises.
That was good.
Cruises.
Our most recent one that was a cruise.
Yep.
Technically,
You didn't even
T-
go on
tough
the
one
college
for you, though, huh?
cruises.
I didn't go on the college cruises. No, I actually.
Because you get
I went-
seasick.
No, I didn't go because of that. I went mostly because I was doing science and medical research and stuff in spring break. That's why I didn't go senior year.
That's changing the world.
Yeah,
What are you doing with that science
Dude.
background right now?
not a whole lot.
Hey, it pays for the vacations, though.
Exactly.
No, dude, it's important, right? I mean, like we talk about it. You get older and stuff, less time, all of us working, wives, all that shit, and vacations. We have an opportunity to just come together to hang out, to throw back,
Yeah, but those cruises we were like 19. So.
Those, yes. True.
I don't know. I feel like our trips though, even looking back in college to now, we get after it.
Honestly, I think we go harder now in some of these trips than we did when we were younger.
100%.
And our wives and fiancés hate us half the time.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Nah, they love us.
they enjoy the show.
They do.
Secretly, in secret. But they can't let us know that. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's all right.
You're just
We
on a
forgive you.
Different level.
We're everybody's bro at that level. Everyone loves
Yeah,
us
everyone
except
loves us.
our wives.
Definitely.
Because they're the ones having to take us home.
True.
Yeah, they have to deal with the end result, which isn't always good.
Yeah. I'm curious, just as we're on the topic of vacations and trips, like, what are some of y'all's favorite trips?
Just in general, we're going like by segments. Like,
Together? That we going together?
Yeah, together. I mean, we've done a lot. From
Right.
college to after college to now bachelor parties. We've had baby showers. We've had a lot.
Talking Sick Resort was fun.
The bachelor parties have definitely leveled up our trip taking abilities.
gotta-
I think
well,
so.
you got to go back to the beginning, though. I mean, it started in college, and like I think James has videos, like Mr. GoPro. Like,
Do you have
there's a
videos?
spring break video of us in the Keys.
There's a spring break video of every spring break.
There's a video of every
That's,
video.
that's back when I was
So
the
you're
man
saying
behind
we're
the
out,
camera.
we're out there on the internet.
A little bit.
A little bit. Yeah, you do. But I mean, I would say that one of the more frequent ones that we go on are obviously the Colorado ones.
Yeah.
But there's been so many variations, and it's mostly because of bachelor parties at this point.
We got to give some love though. Winter Park, Colorado, for sure. Like,
Definitely.
Winter Park,
Winter
Colorado.
Park, Colorado
Love
is
Winter
awesome.
Love that place.
Although I would like to go to Breck next.
dude, the public
There's
transportation.
a lot
though,
of there's a
Winter
lot of pretty
Park.
cool ski resorts I think we can find ourselves at in the near
Winter
future.
Park has treated us well over the years. It's a good spot.
It's just not too crazy, not too busy, comparable to the other slopes. Resorts.
Even downtown, like Patty and I spent time in the downtown Colorado area this
Yeah.
last time. It was awesome. It was a cool little spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, resort towns are kind of like college towns, right? It's just nice. Everything's around that.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
one singular thing. So it makes it a lot of fun. Get kind of immersed in it.
It also depends on who you're going with, right?
100%. The people matter.
People
Mostly
matter.
the people that matter in your life are the ones that you should be traveling with, obviously, right? Because you're just going to create those memories and be able to talk about it all the time.
Which I think is to
And then
that
James
point.
will record it.
Yeah, James will.
Yeah,
record
and then
it.
we can watch it one night, while we're all hanging out in the hot tub or something, hanging out and just
one
reminisce.
Yeah,
one night when we do that.
I think just on the point you made, just around the people. One thing that I think is unique with our group is the older you get, usually more people kind of separate and go their own ways. But that's been the complete opposite, and we've actually had more people than we've ever had on these trips.
Yeah, and it keeps growing.
Growing.
Like the last one that we
We've-
had, what, like 15 of us.
We
And
did
then-
trips with 40-something people on them. We've done Lake Placids. We've done cruises.
Not Lake Placid, New York, folks.
No,
Yeah, Lake Placid, Florida.
Placid,
Sorry.
Florida.
What a
It's
place.
a lovely
Different Lake
place.
Placid.
Great place.
The thing is, though, the last Colorado trip, we had people that.
Well, it grew. So the original one we did Mammoth, California.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a pretty smaller group, probably like
Six.
8 of us, 6 of us,
Six,
something
I
like
didn't
that.
even go there.
Then it grew to the first Winter Park trip, which I did not get to partake in, and I
Why
had
was
the
that?
most FOMO. We don't need to talk about it.
Another episode.
Yeah, another episode for that. Injuries. We'll chalk it up to injuries
Oh,
podcast.
yeah,
But and then this next one was, what do we have?
I'd say like 15.
13. We had 13.
It was 13 of
Oh,
us.
there's
and we were-
13.
And
Yeah.
that was still.
And the funnier part about it is when people who we also invited to the trip started reaching out to us saying, I want in on the next one.
Yeah.
I know I messed up. I didn't say yes to this one. I want in on the next one. Now we're looking at maybe 20.
Yeah, easy.
But it's fun.
It is fun.
It's awesome because also our significant others are there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Siblings are getting in the
Yeah,
mix. It's pretty
brothers,
cool.
like it's cool. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. The brothers have all
Yeah.
like met
Also
and hung out with us.
Also
yeah.
sisters.
Sisters.
Yeah, yeah,
too.
sisters too.
That is true.
The siblings.
Yeah. So it's been a good run, and I think it's just going to continue to grow.
Lots of money has been spent for
Yeah.
some amazing memories, for sure.
It seems to
that's-
keep going up. if you start from the beginning,
It wasn't that. It was still expensive then compared to how much
It
money
was expensive.
we had.
Yeah, it was
Expensive
expensive
in
to us
college.
then,
It's a
and
little
it's still
different.
expensive to us now. It's
Yeah.
just the
Well, now
amount
it's-
of money being spent is definitely insurmountably different.
I mean, now
much
it's because
more.
you got to have a house that fits 20 people. Find a
yeah.
house that like.
But
that's
$400 trip in college. That was a hefty bill.
That's why the cruises were so great. I mean, food was included.
Well, here's a question: do you think that spending more money on a vacation leads to more fun or a better vacation?
It might help, but I think what James said, or I don't even know who said it. One of you Jays said it. It goes back to the people, man. It just goes who you're with, wherever you are. If you're with the right people, you can have a great time. You spend a lot of money, you spend a little bit of money, you'll figure it out because that's
Yeah.
what matters.
We've had plenty of trips that we budgeted to the T. Where
You-
I mean, it was
you budgeted
I
to
know.
the T.
Well, you
Ham
helped me out on a lot of
sandwiches.
those. Yeah, sandwiches out on the boat. Pasta that can just go for miles. I mean, it's easy to get, but it's just getting the people together. Then the memories are created.
We
There's
showed up
also-
to a Walmart one time and ordered 30 pounds of lunch meat, not pre-ordered. The poor lady behind the counter
Yeah.
I
was
remember
like,
that.
Yeah.
Where was that?
she was like,
That was-
"Are you
that was for the
serious?"
Lake
That was for one of
Placid
the
trip.
Lake Placid trips.
That was one of
30,
the
10
Memorial
pounds
Day?
of ham, 10 pounds of turkey, 10
think so,
pounds of
yeah.
salami. She's poured slicing and dicing.
Yep. But it's fun. I mean, we get to leverage what everyone else can bring to the table. In that trip specifically, right? We had a couple of people that were able to bring some boats that they had.
Yeah.
One brought their parents' boat. We had my parents' boat that was there, and I think Yonker brought a boat too. So it worked out. Like, even though we had 40-something people stuffed in 2 houses, making runs from one house to the sandbar just to dock up and just party our faces off, and then go do some water sports. I mean, it all worked out, right? We split the cost. Everyone split the gas on the boats and the food bill, and it was probably, I think, the end of the day, I think it was $50 a person for a 3-day weekend.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mind when we bunk up together. Like I actually would rather that than individual rooms and stuff like that because I feel like it's a better experience. It's like living back
Like
we
in
were together,
college.
like we were in college.
Maybe when
So
it's only
Airbnb
the guys.
Yeah, when it's
though.
the guys, it's the guys for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like Airbnb, like I mean, you can even go back to the bachelor parties. Like when we've done some in hotels or resorts, you have to have smaller groups in rooms, right? Because you're doing it in a hotel, opposed to a large Airbnb or something like that.
Yeah, and
where
some of these
we're all in one-
Airbnbs, they got like bunk beds and stuff, which that doesn't. I
Yeah,
don't think it
we
bothers
just
any of
bunk
us.
up a lot
We're so
more.
close with even our significant others that it doesn't. It's not that.
Dude, I still love the hangover room at what was in Vegas? What did we say?
Oh, at Caesar's Palace.
Caesar's Palace, the hangover room where we all got to stay in that
Yeah, that
one
was-
2-story.
Yeah, that was
sweet.
cool.
That was pretty sweet.
cool. But that was that was a hotel room with like 6 rooms,
Yes.
a living room, that
Two-
had a 20-foot ceiling,
2 doors, 2
2
floors.
floors. So I
The
mean,
stereo
that's-
barely worked though.
Yes.
I don't know how.
The technology in that room was early 2000s.
Yeah.
So that was the only thing.
The view.
The view
really-
was-
The view
those
is cool.
floor-to-ceiling windows. That view of.
I still would like
of
to
the
go
strip
back because we
was
went during
cool.
COVID and like all we could do was gamble. We
Gamble.
couldn't get to do the shows or really any of that other stuff. I'd love to go back, but still, what a great time.
It's not so
How
We almost
hard
got
was
caught too. Remember that?
Got
That
caught.
Vegas shut
Yeah,
down that
Vegas
place
shut down
Oh
that
yes,
after we
yes,
left.
yes.
Yeah.
Which traveling during COVID was tough.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
big thing.
We still got free drinks on Southwest.
We
though.
got we did. What did you fly? Because you came.
Usually, so my biggest thing is going from. I don't want to go out there on a connecting flight.
Oh,
It takes
no.
2 days to get there. Ridiculous. So I try to fly direct, which is like a 5.5-hour flight or something like that. But I fly right out of Fort Lauderdale, and I think that the only one is either American or United, one of those.
Yeah.
But there's minimal flights that's going direct from Fort
Over
Lauderdale
here, then,
to
yeah.
Vegas. So I'm not really left with any options. And then I can't fly up any other airport. The closest other airport would be Orlando.
Yeah.
Take 2.5 hours to get through to drive.
That,
and take a
dude,
flight.
yeah, that was wild. COVID too. Well, oh yeah, COVID with your bachelor party.
Oh, that's right. We were gonna go to Vegas. We were gonna go to Lake Mead, do the houseboat and
Powell,
everything.
Yeah, that
like,
would've been
Like,
awesome.
yeah, like Powell was the one in Utah was the other option. But yeah, we ended up going to Lake Placid,
Yeah.
which was fantastic.
It was fun.
Even though my boat sank, but you know, hey,
It's all good. You ended up getting a new boat out.
We
of it.
were gonna do a houseboat.
The houseboat would have been sick, dude.
yeah.
That whole situation.
We
Like
were
a
gonna
month before we.
You guys were planning on renting a U-Haul truck.
Yes.
And throwing
correct.
all of us in the
Yes.
U-Haul truck to get us from point A to point B.
Lake Mead.
We booked a legit full size. Like, was it literally like a?
Was it a moving truck?
It was a moving truck.
was.
I don't
And then we were gonna
remember
put all the food,
all the groceries, the
the
food,
wakeboards,
yeah.
everything.
Oh,
And
that's
drive.
right.
And then we ordered like 7.
Drive from Vegas to
Like-
Lake Mead or whatever.
Were you
wherever
guys
the-
gonna try to fly the like wakeboards and
We-
stuff out?
Dude, we
You
were.
couldn't rent it at.
You couldn't rent it, dude.
Really?
And then a month before your
Or we can't
bachelor party, we had to,
research.
everything is
Man.
shut down.
Yeah, that was
Now,
wild.
question for the listeners out there: like, if you have rented a houseboat or done something like that for an extravagant trip, can you like tell us about it? Because we missed out. We didn't get to do it.
Yeah, we did miss it.
We didn't get to do it. That's
Question,
on our
do you have to
list, though.
drive?
And is it worth us maybe trying to do it?
You have
the
to
boat?
drive that boat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ryan and
Who's
Ryan
the
and
driver on that?
We got our boating
I
license.
got a boating
Yeah.
license.
They had to
driven a
make
boat
sure
once.
that Dylan and I still had our licenses and that they were, ready to rock.
All
and
we would
roll.
have had to do was just
Think we-
keep it straight.
I think we had to have what 4 people was the like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
4
something
people.
Like that.
And then we had
That was
Tanner.
a huge house.
Yeah, we had Tanner. That's too.
So it would have been
It
a
would've been- it
heck
would've
of
been
a
cool.
time.
It would have been really
To be honest, though, that's when Power Hour started. I don't think we would have had enough.
We would have ran.
We
out
would
of
have had
food.
enough food and
no,
alcohol.
because
no.
you're isolated.
Unless-
when you're out there, I don't
yeah.
know what is the
Dude,
closest
we-
place
and-
to that, right? Like who knows?
We were crunching
Ryan, what
numbers. I think the food was like $7,000.
We would have ran out.
Hold
That's
on,
where
wait,
a lot of the
Holy
money was.
cow.
Can we talk on real quick when we were at the resort and we did a power hour at the back out in Arizona?
Which resort? Talking Stick.
Yeah.
When you
Oh,
did a
what,
power-
you
when
mean
you
you mean
schooled
the
the guy?
cheese and quesadilla bit?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
We spent, but what are we asking for? It was like 200 Trulies. We just hammered 200 Trulies and
Dude,
Yeah, it
you,
was,
you,
what,
you told the guy
16
about
of
this
us?
book of business. He was like, "I read this book," and like, "So have I." And then you.
Oh,
started.
you were talking about the. We read the book. All of us, I think, have read the book.
I have not read the
It's a
book.
sales book. It's a great book. It's about the negotiator who's in the FBI.
not how to close.
Jeez. He was an FBI negotiator.
Yeah, I know exactly what book you're talking about, but I forget.
Can
the
someone
name
look
of
it up?
Yeah,
Yeah,
look it
we'll
up
look it
now.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a good book. But we spent the whole day out there.
Yeah.
2 power hours.
Yeah, we were renting the cabanas.
Probably 400 seltzers.
It went from 2 to 4. I love
You're
it.
Because we 2.
Seltzers. Don't get me
It
started.
was also like 20 people.
It was a big
It
group.
wasn't the 4 of us? I mean,
No, it was a big group. That plus food and beer and everything else. That was crazy. We drank a lot.
Yes, we did. You know where else we drank a lot?
The Keys.
The Keys.
Oh my gosh.
oh gosh,
A lot.
That's when Vegas bombs decided to ruin us.
for the moms. Oh, Vegas bombs for the moms.
Yeah, well,
Well, we were
That
supposed to
was-
go on the yacht.
That was another
Yeah,
one
there's
we
a
had to
trop-
pivot.
I didn't even
tropical
think
storm.
about
We don't
it.
seem to fare well with boats. My boat
was a
sank in Lake
tropical
Placid.
storm.
We had a tropical storm come through. We couldn't do the
Okay,
yacht,
it didn't
and then
sink.
I mean, it was on the sand.
But
It
it's
was-
not at the bottom of the lake right now.
Hey.
For anyone
My
who's
Apple Watch is
wondering.
at the bottom.
It wasn't fully submerged, but it sank.
It did a little bit.
It was not buoyant. Let's put it that way.
And then we couldn't go in the Keys because of the weather.
Yeah,
Yep.
tropical storm that was coming.
So then we just went to the beach bar. And
Again.
Did a bar crawl.
What was that pool bar called in Key West?
Dante's.
Dante's. What great
Dante's.
place.
go to Dante's.
Goodness great. The buckets.
Go to
The
Dante's.
buckets.
Tip,
151 rum. Shooters on top.
151.
We got a tip. Go to Dante's and then book that 5 o'clock dinner. But
Yeah.
don't
Yeah, it's like
leave because it's literally 5 steps from the pool.
Yep.
We left.
Upstairs. we
Prime
leave-
Steakhouse.
Yeah.
Yep,
And
Prime
we left
Steak.
and came back.
Went in suits.
That was awesome. But we did not need to leave. We could just packed clothes.
No.
It was awesome when people at Dante's were clapping us in when they saw us getting out of the Ubers.
Yeah, they were excited.
Going
They
to
were like, these
they're
guys,
like, these
still
kids are
alive."
back. No,
We were
we're
there
going-
from opening to like basically.
Yeah, we
close.
were the first ones, I think, in.
Yeah.
Into Dante's?
Yeah, into Dante's. Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
we
when
were,
they
we
opened
had-
the gate. It was
Yeah.
Us.
We didn't know what else to do because we couldn't go on the boat. So we just,
Well,
boom,
we-
pivot, we're gone.
Yeah, within like 24 hours probably because it was like a game time decision.
Yeah,
at that
yeah,
point,
yeah.
Because we didn't really know. The
We had to wait
weather.
to hear from the captain. That was the biggest
Yeah.
thing.
Yep.
He just didn't know if it was going to clear up or not.
We do what we
He
do
was
best.
trying.
Yeah.
We improvised. That's how that was. Yeah.
It was a
Yeah,
good
well,
time though.
It still ended up being a good time. Yeah.
What else? What other trips have we done?
Dude,
Oh,
we've done
there's
so
a
many.
lot.
Savannah.
Savannah was
The Peacocks.
Peacocks.
The Peacocks.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
was
that was
good.
a that was a
That
good,
was
a
March
good-
Madness,
We
what,
got that on
2022?
video. All on our iPhones. Had them set up, please.
Yeah.
Purdue, we know Purdue always, they flake at some point in March Madness, and you had the St. Peter's Peacocks coming in. Our bachelor I don't even know what he put on it.
We
but
put like he won a lot. Let's just say that it was a lot.
A lot, and then
It's
we
like a
tried to spend it. And it was
we
almost
spent it all at
impossible.
brunch the next day.
we were like trying
We
to
tried
spend the
to
money. It was like
make the night
impossible
out,
to
yeah.
spend the money. It was like we were just
We got
we were done.
People
after
were
the
giving
first
away
night.
handles.
yeah.
We were
was the
trying
most
to
obscure-
trying to spend the money, and we just did not.
It was like what?
did not do
10
it.
of us on
Spent
that
like
one?
$300 the
It
first
was
night, and it was just like how?
10 to 12, yeah. It wasn't that many.
Yeah,
It
and
was
then
before.
we got the
Just
bottles for like the cheapest bottle we'll ever
Yeah,
get. We had
well-
all this money from what Billy won and
Remember,
gambling.
we were like, okay, how much is a bottle? And the guy was like, gave us a price. Maybe it was like $40.
No,
I think Kenny, you were there for that. What was-
Yeah,
what was
me
it?
and Adam, we were sitting right there. He was like 40. I was like $40.
Yeah.
He was like 35.
But the reaction was not that
$35?
we were upset that it was that
We were
cheap.
surprised.
Well, I think he thought I was upset.
Yeah, I know.
And then he was like 35. I was like, all right,
sold.
30. And then and just that was locked in at that price, and that was it.
We got two of them.
I think we
Billy's
we
bachelor party
definitely
is
had two. We might have
sponsored
more.
by St. Peter's University. Go Peacocks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That run was crazy.
Yeah, that was,
That
that was
was-
a good win
that was a big win.
Yeah.
We were hyped.
for us and for them.
Yeah, for us.
Or
and-
us. Or us.
Yeah.
Probably more us. We might have celebrated more than them.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, that was a good one though.
Yeah, that
So
was,
Savannah is awesome. I love Savannah.
it's a great city.
Where is St. Peter's? Maybe we should go visit them for a trip. I don't even know.
Was it New York?
I don't know.
You don't know. You don't have to know where they.
All right,
are
look that up.
to
Come back
gamble
to
on.
us.
Did you ever find out the book?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
shit.
did.
We were still looking that up.
Never Split the Difference.
Never split the difference.
that.
Yeah, good book.
Good book.
Highly
Chris
recommend.
Voss. Great book.
Highly recommend.
And you did not split the difference in Arizona.
No, we did not.
What was it? Bottle Blonde in Arizona? That place. That's a good time.
Yeah, we.
Oh, that like the downtown place.
It just
Yeah,
gets
yeah.
so wild over there because it's a college town.
It is a pretty crazy place. I did not expect it to be that crazy. It was honestly
It was.
pretty hyped. At night, it got crazy. There was like roads closed down.
Yeah.
Basically, open scene going from bar to bar.
So like downtown Orlando, they closed down the roads, you know?
Not like that. I mean, they have that one road.
No,
Remember
it's,
that
not,
one
it's
road?
nothing like downtown Orlando. You're fine.
Remember that one road though? I always forget the name. You guys know it. It's like that one road that I think we went there for my birthday years and years ago. It's like the road that's closed down
What are we talking about?
in Orlando.
Orange Ave?
I don't know what it is.
Downtown?
It's downtown.
You
though.
two worked
It'd
down
be
there.
Orange Ave, probably. South
Right
Orange
by
Ave.
T-
I think it's always closed down.
Oh,
Road.
Wall Street.
Are you talking about just Orange on like a Friday, Saturday night?
No, this is like always closed.
No, it's Wall Street.
Yeah,
it's
Wall
Street.
Street.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
there's a Mexican restaurant on,
Yes.
on one, and then Caddy Corner I think is the Hooch, which has
Yeah, Hooch.
they have the Red Bull vodka slushies, which are
Those
dangerous.
slapped. Those
Oh,
were
gosh.
good.
Yeah.
Those are good.
No,
Those
that
are
is
good.
that's a good spot. Also, the spot that we went to in Arizona, that had like multiple floors.
You can tell what Kenny's
Yeah.
2 favorite trips were: Colorado and Arizona. He always
Yeah.
comes back to.
So there were 2 floors. Yeah. There's a few of those places, like Bottle Blonde, that one, and then there's.
Well, you know those two. Well, Colorado, I love Colorado. That's an awesome spot.
I think we know that, and everyone knows
But
that.
the other stuff is like we've only been there a couple times. So I mean, how many times are we going to Arizona? Not many times.
No.
Well, if we ever go to Waste Management,
Which we're doing.
Oh,
we will be back.
There's 2 things that we are doing as a group, and anybody can come: the Masters and Waste Management.
all right.
Waste management.
That's new for us. The PGA golf events, Honda Classic this year.
Yeah, that was fun. That was
The Arnold Palmer's been a
Arnold
repeat.
Palmer.
fun. Which isn't going to be the Honda Classic next year, right?
No, Honda backed out. I think it's still going to be the same location in West Palm, but I don't know who's going to be the sponsor. I don't think they released that yet.
Still be a good time.
I mean,
Still gonna go.
yeah.
Is it true you can't use your phone at the Masters?
A lot, yeah.
How are we gonna let? What if we get lost, man? There's
There's
a lot
like-
of people.
What do you do? You can't use your phone at all.
So I think like you can put them in lockers and stuff. I'm not really sure. I've heard
Someone's
that.
gonna get separated.
So
Forget it. Just
It's
forget
probably
you
going to be
leave your
Billy.
phone.
trying to yeah right. Try to enter the lottery every year, but like the biggest thing is the tickets are just outrageous on StubHub or like any of these Ticketmaster, and their fees, the service fees are crazy. I wanted to go so bad this year. I was gonna pull the trigger, but we'll get there.
Don't lie. You're trying to go to Taylor Swift talking about the fees. You're covering up. with the
Taylor
Masters.
Swift, yeah. Listen, good for her.
She's great.
She's great.
She's great.
I'm proud of her.
Concerts.
That's not something we've done.
I
Not
think
too
we've
many.
As a group.
strayed away from concerts. Actually, I think we were pretty big in the EDM. I think that's
Too many
Yeah.
people. It's a lot of
It-
people.
we're older.
yeah, we're older.
But I mean,
Hey.
yeah, we did Ultra. A few of us did
Well, you
Ultra.
guys have went to
Only as old as
that
you
country
feel.
concert. Didn't you
The
go?
country chili cook-off
Yeah.
in,
Did you,
in
did you
South
guys go to
Florida.
the one in Tampa?
We did. We've done that a couple of years now too. The
Country
the
yep.
amphitheater.
The amphitheaters.
I hate country, but it's a fun time. It's tailgating.
Country's awesome. I love
Country's alright. I mean, there's a lot of good songs out there. A lot of
good
good
vibes.
artists.
They reference
Good
Bush
vibes.
Light in the country.
do
song.
reference.
That's how I was.
Yep.
That was
And then
funny.
I think the most famous concert-esque trip was Johnny's 25th.
Oh,
Live.
who
When
played?
we went to Miami. It was
Oh,
Nervo.
Yeah.
Nerd. That's right.
Yeah.
The brokest kids ever in VIP.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Straight.
Yeah.
Weren't you texting her on an app or something to get us?
Yeah, dude, it was so sketchy.
It was the sketchest thing ever.
so like,
Yeah,
it
we
was a
just
promoter
blindly
or
sent
something like that, right?
thousands of dollars. To
Yeah.
someone.
Just
I have
had
no idea if you hear me.
We
wrong.
walk in the
Yeah.
place 4 hours early.
You remember what happened with my ID?
People
They did-
thinking that Nolan looks like Ed Sheeran.
Yes,
Uber
we
driver
did.
Oh, that is true.
He got upset with that, but
That
we
is true.
we loved leaning into it. I mean, I think people really believed us.
Yeah. That was an awesome night.
That was all.
Live,
That
Live
was
is
all
a
of our
really
25ths.
cool location to check out if you're big into like concerts and like that club.
DJs,
is,
clubs.
Did you
big.
guys run like a
It's
marathon
really cool.
before that or something?
yeah.
Tough Mudder.
We
Tough
did a
Mudder.
Tough Mudder. It was a 10-mile.
Adam Vincent got shot.
Oh yeah.
I opted out
A
of that.
doctor was on the course at the time that Adam's calf cramped, and he had to work his calf cramp out for him.
It didn't just
Underneath
cramp
all
on its
the-
own though. They had those little
Yeah, there's
electrical
little-
strings. He had
yep.
to run through it and then
It was kind of like getting stem in the middle of sprinting. But it was fun. Never do it again. At least not that long for me. The obstacle stuff, I could do probably a 5K version of it, but my
I showed
goodness.
up after.
Yeah.
I opted out of that one.
Yeah.
I think he was doing something, but
I
either
think,
way.
yeah. You came in your
It was us, you, me, Adam, and then Tanner.
Yeah.
That was the
Bobby
four.
was there too, though. No,
No.
Bobby didn't run.
I didn't run.
Bobby was there. Ooh,
Was-
no, Bobby
no,
was
Bobby
not
was
there.
not there.
no. And Tanner didn't come to the club either.
Ta-
No, it
listen,
was-
Tanner
it was
goes
you
to bed
three.
at about
He did the
9.
run. He did the run.
Yeah. It was you.
And then he went back to
you, Adam, Tanner.
Yeah.
Or you two, and then
Yeah.
Adam.
Still, no. Liv, first one's there.
'Cause I dropped you off because that's when I had my torn meniscus,
That's true.
which was from another trip.
Nashville.
Nash Vegas.
Dude, live music, Nashville.
Live music, Nashville. Even if, like, that's probably the place that got me in the country. There's just so many great artists
Yeah.
Yeah.
that could be out there making it.
Dude,
if
it's
they had
it's
a
a
chance.
tough. It's tough to make it
Yeah.
in Nashville. Our
Oh,
girl
I
Kayla
bet.
has some friends they moved from Australia to try to do the whole
was
Nashville
there?
thing.
The Dawsey
The
twins.
the Dawsies.
The Dawsies.
What do you mean the Nashville thing? Like try to sing?
They
Yeah.
lived in three sisters live in Australia. They moved to Nashville to try to make it in. I mean, they're making it in live music. Like
Yeah.
they're doing stuff in Nashville,
Awesome.
but just
It's a lot of country, more country music.
Oh,
than
yeah.
that.
Yeah, there's a
for
lot of like
sure.
other bars or whatever that have like
Have you not been?
rock and roll.
No, I don't think I've ever.
you gotta
no,
put that on
I've
your
never
list.
been
To Nashville, even if it's just you and Patty, it's a great time.
Yeah, it's a great
I've
time.
been to Nashville.
You guys would love it actually. There's like a lot. Yeah, it's beautiful. There's a nice hotels with spas and everything. Like,
Never made it out there. Nope.
and there's the food. Ask James.
Oh,
he
the
loves
food's unreal. We actually did the family style,
Barbecue.
no. It was like soul food.
Yeah.
Oh my God, holy cow! It was and you were not allowed to have your phones out.
Yeah. That
So
was
we
really
we got a couple of quick picks.
That was
just
cool.
just of us as a group, but other than that, that was the rule. Like you had to enjoy dinner. Like it was like they had values as a part of this restaurant. It was very nice. It was
know
a
what I-
very good experience.
It's a different experience. Yeah, it's cool.
I think our group was too big, but what's cool is like they make you sit with other people too.
Yeah.
But like I think our group was too big.
We were
so
pretty
didn't-
big. We took up the whole table. Yeah.
It was great.
The
You'd love
food
it.
was amazing. And you just pass the food around, take as much as you want. So good. The chicken.
Speaking of a cool place, was when we were in Asheville and we went downstairs.
Yes.
When you had that whole spot that you guys rented, and it was just all of us in like that lower
That
part of
wine
restaurant.
cellar
Yeah,
room?
that was a cool spot.
You gave a
was cool.
great speech during
Thanks,
that.
dude.
We all
You
thought
did.
you were going to propose.
I
and
thought
you
I
didn't.
does too.
But it was a great speech.
Thank you.
Okay. Just-
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
You're-
There's
you're
a
a
lot of
good
work
speaker.
into that.
Strong speech,
Reg-
strong dinner.
So
Dre's mother was.
let's be honest. I think the you pulled off the impossible. And that's a surprise trip.
Yeah, that was
Because like
That
trips
is
take
true.
so much planning, and I mean, very rarely do you actually go on a trip and not have any plans whatsoever, right? I mean, maybe that'd be cool if you're into that stuff. I know I am not, but to surprise someone with
Yeah.
a trip at the magnitude that you did was hats off to you.
She
man.
just
That's-
thought she was going with family, right?
Yeah,
That was the-
exactly,
that was the whole thing.
exactly.
I appreciate
Then
that.
we fly
Then
in.
we ended up being there.
And I appreciate you guys coming, and obviously your wives.
It was
Oh,
about
yeah.
the dynamic. It went from just a family trip, it's going to be nice and relaxed, and then we show up. It's probably
She
like, oh,
walked in
shit.
and was like, "What in the world? Who are these people cooking breakfast?"
Well, James and Liddy had to play it off pretty well because you guys got in a day.
That's
early.
right. We had to stop and be like, "Hey, we're just stopping, passing through." Like, and I think it started to kind of like tip her off a little bit, but we played it off good. And
Yeah.
I actually genuinely think she had no clue.
No, she had no.
We
clue.
sold
We just
it.
happened to be in Asheville
Well,
at this exact time you were.
No, we were saying we were traveling somewhere else, but we had to stop over.
You had family in South.
That's right. My aunt
Carolina anyway.
lives in South Carolina.
So we, like, used
yeah,
that.
in Easley, in Greenville, basically. Yeah.
And I was playing it off. I was like, dude, I'm so pissed. Like, of course, James is literally in South Carolina. And, like, we just can't meet up with him. But all the weekends he was free and he would have made it. But, like, you had your. I think you said it was a wedding or something.
Yeah, I can't remember what we said, but
She never knew that.
no,
That's
it's
good.
not a clue.
Yeah.
Because I think Asheville's it's not that far from where my aunt was, so it kind of was. We were able to sell it.
Yeah.
We
And, like,
came in
she was
early.
gonna come pick me up the next morning.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. That's how we played it off. That's right. I'm starting to remember now.
We came in early, but we stayed at a hotel that night. Or
Yeah.
it was a pretty cool space. It was like it
That was
a
like
factory that they.
In the actual city, right?
yeah, it was like downtown, and it was like a factory that they renovated and made like a nice, beautiful hotel. It was really nice.
Yeah.
It was a cool.
A lot of
little
history in
cozy
that
spot.
city.
A lot of
What
history.
was it? Was the Biltmore?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Biltmore.
Biltmore.
We didn't go
Biltmore
to
was
it.
sick. We did
Unfortunately,
not.
we couldn't get tickets. But yeah, I know there's a lot of history out there.
Yeah.
Very nice place, though. I've heard.
The Biltmore was cool. We did a
Yeah, you
tour.
did.
It
The day before we got there, you guys went.
Yeah, it was mind blowing. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it is massive. It's really cool. Just like the stuff you can build that early, like during that time too.
Massive.
It was
And the amount of breweries that were in that
yeah.
location.
So that was the biggest shocker to me when I was like
Yeah.
doing research on Asheville. Like I didn't know. Like
Yeah,
it's a big.
It's like the
brewery
most
town.
amount of breweries in a certain like radius. Like it's insane. Well, it's because of the water there.
Yeah.
Well,
It helps with the brewing process.
The
It makes
one
it
that
so
we
good.
were at. What was that one?
Dude,
was
I
huge.
oh
Like that two
the main
levels.
like big one.
Yeah, that place was huge.
I'm uncomfortable
only
at
thing-
breweries. Uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because I go to breweries and I say, what's your comparable to a Bud Light? And
Oh,
someone
yeah.
handed me a water one time. And I just,
That was in good old Lake
I mean,
Placid.
I'm uncomfortable there.
Wet Dog
that's-
Brewery, I think, in
Wet
Lake
Dog-
Placid.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
They
shout out
handed
to
you
Wet
a-
Dog Brewery in Lake Placid.
Yeah.
Great
Florida.
place.
Great place.
Florida.
Florida.
Like,
Not to
People
be
don't
confused with
know.
Maine or There's one in Michigan we found out
Oh, jeez.
recently. I thought there was only
The
3.
most popular
There's probably
is New
more.
York.
There's probably more out there. I just haven't really researched it.
New York Lake Placid is the most popular.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, it's like really close. Or is it part of actually the Olympics was part of Lake Placid in New York?
I think so.
Yep, the Winter Olympics, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Bob, I remember I went up there. Nolan has a cabin up there, or as they call it, I
Ed
think it's
Sheeran,
camp,
right?
right? Yeah, Ed Sheeran.
Okay.
And so it's like right across, like it's right on Lake Champlain, and right across is you can go right over to Lake Placid, New York, and we sat some restaurant. There's like the bobsled there and everything. Like it's really done up to really show like the Olympics were here. And like they had the big ice skating rink. We went and checked that out, and so yeah, it's pretty cool. You can see the ski slopes and stuff that they had built out for all of it. But you know that was years and years and years ago.
Speaking of the Olympics and trips, one thing that was really cool, and then you're going to Greece. When we were in Greece,
Yeah.
we had an opportunity to stop when you're down towards Athens, in like the city portion. The first ever like worldwide Olympics was hosted there, and they still have it almost looks like a partial of a coliseum. It's amazing architecture, and you can take a picture. You can like walk on the track. It's really cool stuff.
We're doing some like guided tour of all that stuff.
Yeah, it's cool.
I'm super pumped.
Yeah, it's a really.
Is your first time at Greece?
I'm Greek. It's my first time. Yeah, it's kind of it's a big deal for me.
That's good. That's good.
I almost went without my dad. and he
Going back
freaked
to the
out.
motherland.
the motherland.
You go back to the other motherland a lot, which is Canada.
That's right. Oh, Canada.
Oh goodness. Okay. Well, listen,
Just
we
saying.
love
you take
Canadians.
A.
You take a Canada trip every year, right?
Yeah, once a year we'll go to Toronto.
Okay.
Super similar to New York with like just the diversity of the city life. Like we really enjoy it. And being from Florida, we like to go right in the middle of winter, get our cold spell in for about 5 days, and then get the heck back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good trip.
I would love to
That's
take
an-
y'all.
Canada's a
That's
cool
an
place.
easy
Yeah,
flight.
you've been
right?
talking
I would
us
love to
into
take
trying to-
y'all to Toronto, like take our friend group.
Yeah, you
there
have your
just to check
favorite
it
bar
out.
in the world there, right?
Real sports bar. There's so many TVs. So the sporting experience. I mean,
There's- Yeah.
I get excited about that place in ways I shouldn't. I'm just saying it is. a great time.
Vancouver was cool when I went to Canada.
Vancouver's awesome.
I was not expecting that city to be that way, and it was.
I went there as a
it's got
kid.
history too, like.
I've heard a lot about Toronto.
Oh.
Toronto is-
specifically
yeah.
is the one place that people say like you have to.
It's
you have to
sweet.
visit. That's a cool spot.
I got to go to Vancouver right before they had, I think it was 2010 Olympics. So I got to see all the build up for that.
Oh wow.
It was an Alaskan cruise. I know you're a big Alaskan cruise guy, but I got
One
to do
time, dude. It
was-
was amazing.
yeah.
Would suggest anyone who likes cruises.
Not to
never
Kenny.
been to Alaska. On a cruise, do it.
Okay, if you're on a cruise and you're seasick, it's the worst experience.
You're stuck.
Because you just cannot overcome.
But the
that.
patches, you know.
Yeah.
Those patches hurt. They are.
They hurt?
The
Hurt.
they don't hurt. No, I didn't even say that. They
Take it easy,
are
okay.
the
Sorry.
best thing, but
Is there a needle in them?
if you put them on while you are on the cruise, you are lost. Like you are done.
It's preventative measures, so you have to do it before, right?
So-
like days before.
yeah.
Like 2 days before you get on that boat, it has to be on. your head.
Even some of those like motion sickness pills and stuff. It's all about you have to do it before. Before if you get sick, you're done. It doesn't help you get over the sickness.
I mean, didn't you
You
know you were
can-
going on the cruise before? You could have put the patch
I'm
on.
a busy guy,
Yeah,
Ryan.
Dude, you guys
I
want to
forgot
fight
to
right
put
now or what? Huh?
Hey, it wouldn't be the first time.
Welcome to Hot Takes, where we talk about debatable topics on things that you may or may not be interested in over the course of a 5-minute timeline. Cue the timer. Today, we're going to talk about whether you prefer a window seat, aisle seat, or middle seat on a plane. What do you think, fellas?
So morningbrew.com actually asked its 13,000 readers, when choosing your seat on a plane, do you prefer window seat, which was 50.9%, aisle, which is 48.9%? What's your thoughts, fellas?
Wait, what about middle?
Oh, less than 1%, but not 0.
All right, well that's where I'm at. I'm at the middle seat.
You
Feel bad
prefer-
for that person.
Every time?
Listen, first off, I can get skinny, but I just assert my dominance right then and
Oh,
there.
jeez.
No.
You putting
No?
the handrails down or up?
That's just so uncomfortable. Half the time, I'm like, my arms are crossed. I don't know what to do with myself. Oh, no.
James, I have to
window
support
seat.
you on the middle. If I'm traveling with my wife, she always gets the window seat, so I'm stuck.
Generally
in the middle.
speaking, I had to embrace the suck. To be honest with you.
I've made myself comfortable there. I'm with you. Elbows out. You got to have the handrails down. You
Listen.
put the elbows on there and let them know they're your
You're a
handrails.
gentleman.
If there's a bigger person coming towards my aisle too, I'll just take the middle seat because it's just easier if they're on one or the other.
You know how to avoid that?
Oh gosh.
Not flying Southwest.
Ooh.
Yeah, there you
Southwest, you sit in the aisle seat, so they don't want to sit in the middle seat, and then you have 2 seats to yourself.
Well, did anyone else experience the dilemma when COVID kind of loosened its restrictions and before they had aisle and
middle
window,
seat.
that was it, no middle seat.
Right.
And so once it was like, okay, well, we have a packed flight, and everyone was like, oh, this is awkward. I don't want middle seat. And so you had to kind of figure that out as you were going along, and now it's back to being a little bit more normal. It's still kind of a
That was odd. The first plane I was on with that, the whole COVID thing, it was like, it was scattered. So it was like aisle seat, window seat.
Mm-hmm.
And I was stuck in a window, and I was like just waiting for someone to come and drop into that middle seat, and no one ever did. And I was like, this is the best. Because then you're cruising. I actually heard something else too, though. This could put you in a good position or a bad position. If you purchase tickets, like say you and your spouse have 2 tickets to purchase, and you purchase a window and an aisle, the likelihood of someone purchasing
Yes.
the likelihood of someone traveling
true.
alone is less, and also the likelihood of someone purchasing that middle ticket just randomly is less, unless they fully book these planes, which 99% of the time they
they're
should.
traveling
Well,
alone. They just want to get on a plane.
when you use that tactic and then someone does pick the middle, what do? Do you scoot over? Because my ass scoots over.
Listen,
I'm in
I'll
the
just say
middle.
this right here, right now. There is nothing better when you get an aisle entirely to yourself.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
That is the greatest. It's
just
like finding $20 in your pocket.
You know,
Yes.
I
It's
mentioned the
fantastic.
comment around Southwest. I will say, we love Southwest because why? They give us free drink.
They
Oh,
do.
yeah.
So many.
Southwest takes care of the people.
However, though, Southwest, Kenny, you said you were a window guy.
Yeah.
Someone, got pulled out the window. Or does that make you nervous at all with the engine right there? And if the window goes, you're first out. I'm in the middle of the aisle. I got a
If
chance.
that type of Final Destination shit
That is
happens to me, then it's just happening. Like that's just straight gonna
as
happen.
long as you know.
It doesn't matter what aircraft I'm on. If that happens, that's it. We're just done.
So you two are middle.
What?
You're a window.
Yeah,
I'm window, but
unfortunately.
here's my caveat to that. When traveling far, like cross country, and you're in that window, I'm not the guy. I'm not trying to get up 5 times or anything like that. So I would prefer aisle for anything over like 4 hours.
What if you just have a bad bladder?
That's me. I'm an aisle guy.
I know.
You know
I
how
know
many
you're an aisle
times I
guy.
go to the
Oh,
bathroom.
Oh yeah, you're insane.
And I can't stand still anyway. So
Well,
it's
I don't go to the bathroom at
That's
all.
probably
on
the
plane
sole
the whole
determining
time.
factor. Are you sleeping? Then you're going window.
which we know.
Facts.
I'm not.
If you have to go to the
That's
bathroom
true.
and you know you're gonna have to go to the bathroom, you're gonna be an aisle guy. And then if you're just alpha male, you're just right there in the middle.
Dude, it's a confidence thing. If you can conquer the middle seat, you can conquer anything in life.
Debatable. I do not think that alpha male. I think it would be the reverse.
12 hours on my way to Qatar in a middle seat. I mean, I can do anything.
All right,
man.
but international planes are also they're like.
Oh
lazy
no,
boy recliners,
this one
too.
this one was not lazy boy. The way back was lazy boy. The way out, the back was hurting.
Yeah, not in the middle.
How long was
seat.
that flight?
12 hours.
Yeah,
rough.
no, that's tough.
Middle seat.
Middle seat.
Good for you.
Thanks, man.
That's great.
Like
That's-
I said,
that's-
The
that's
real
difficult.
people.
you could do anything in life.
I just think it depends. I just think it really depends on where you're going, and if you're traveling with people, then I think it makes it a little bit better. But if you're not, and you're just like overlapping people that you don't know, it's super uncomfortable.
So if I'm traveling, absolutely alone, not in the middle, but with the wife, you want middle.
I'm window all the way. If I'm sleeping, and most of the time I'm trying to take a nap.
That's fair.
I'm in bed.
I'm aisle. Because I can't sleep. And I go to the bathroom every 25 minutes.
Respectable. That's why I understand you.
I'll
drink
get
a lot
their
of
drinks
water.
first on Southwest.
Hey.
Right there.
See, that's the problem with you guys going on Southwest. You just hammer drinks all the time. You just gotta-
Well, I
gotta
mean,
go to the
you don't
bathroom every
feel the
5
seat
minutes.
then.
I'm over here taking a nap the whole time, landing
missing
sober.
out.
Well, yeah, that's a whole other topic.
No, there
So,
you go.
all right, timer's up. I think the response on this was aisle, middle, and window. What would you choose if you had the option to choose a window, aisle seat, or middle seat on an aircraft? We're interested to hear your comments and your thoughts, and if you have any weird or different suggestions on the topic.
Speaking of a comedy show, how about us at a freaking college? Remember Gainesville? That was a comedy show. we went basically, so we've been out of college at this point for a couple years, and we basically force ourselves to live the college lifestyle.
For-
And we were
We got to
ready
bunk
for it,
with
but we
Matt
weren't
Salinas.
ready for it.
Yeah.
We did, 2017, and then we came back in 2019. I redeemed myself.
You
by
did.
The way. There is video evidence.
There
of
is
that redemption.
video evidence, and you did great.
In what fashion?
That was the beer bong, remember?
6 beers, different beers.
Yeah.
Discuss.
Well, the first time it was different. It was like a Yingling. Then they put in a Bud Heavy, and
So you're saying that one didn't go well?
it did
No.
not go down. Ralph.
Was that one of
immediately.
those where like it
Hey.
dumped on you, you spit it all up? Like how was? What was
Listen,
Yeah. I
Give
mean,
yourself some
literally.
credit. You did very.
I mean, there was
well.
I was about 4 beers in, and then once
Okay.
the 5th and 6th came
Four
in,
is a lot.
It was
Four.
the Yingling was the last. I was like, this is
Straight.
not.
Yeah,
I was
dude,
not
I
ready. For,
literally-
yeah, straight shot. He just kept going. So then I did it again, but we made sure it was all the same
the
beer,
same.
and I crushed it.
crushed it.
Crushed it.
So the trick
Well, we got a
is
couple more years of like drinking under our belt.
Don't do
Which
mixed beers.
which I think we mentioned earlier. Like we started to drink more now out of college, which is, I mean, hey, that's how the bender, continues, right?
Yeah. TBC.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was an experience to come back to college. The other side of it too is the college that we went to wasn't like what everyone perceives college as. It wasn't a big college party school. It had a lot of stuff going on. Like
Yeah.
when we got to go to those places, we were like, "This is amazing!" Like a kid in a candy store. Especially when we also have, we like the teams that we're going to. Like Gainesville, you love the Gators, Johnny.
Yeah.
I think that's the only place we've ever gone to that people actually like the teams, though.
True.
Yeah.
Miami doesn't play on campus, so we can't go there.
See their spring game?
It was rough.
25 miles from
I
the
saw.
school.
Yeah, it's a struggle.
They got to build it. They got to build it.
They're working on it. All right,
Stadium on
let's go
campus.
over 500 before we talk about building new stadiums.
Yeah, that's a whole separate topic.
Thank you. Appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Another.
Sorry, UM football is like one of the most hated
Hey,
sports
but
teams.
UM basketball.
Guys,
We're,
almost
ba-
figured
we're
out
a
the
basketball
mirror.
school
Hey,
now.
every year you're going further and
A
further.
little bit. Not next year.
Yeah, next year's gonna be tough.
Plenty of time.
Yeah.
Not every trip it was always around alcohol, right? Like the cool things we got to do are honeymoons, and man, being able to go to these places and just like learn the history of these places and stuff. I mean, it's the views, the stuff you just don't get.
Did you
Yeah.
not drink on your honeymoon?
Nope.
You didn't drink at all?
I had maybe 3 drinks.
Good
the
for
I
you.
entire
could not
time.
do your honeymoon. You went
You-
to like
well,
12 places.
We had to the 9s. I mean, Pam
Like-
planned a freaking awesome trip for us, excursions, and then we did extra excursions. She had made so many good recommendations on how we can get like things that we wanted to get, do and experience done.
That's awesome.
And it was
Yeah.
a fantastic time. We also did some last minute stuff, too. I mean, we had some breaks, guys. Like it wasn't completely jam packed.
How far out did you go? Like in totality? Like you went out, what, New Zealand, Australia, something like that?
No, not New Zealand. It was Hawaii,
Hawaii.
then Australia.
Hawaii,
But
then
however, we
Australia.
heard a lot of people usually go to New Zealand. And I think if we ever want to do that trip again, we told ourselves we're going to go to New Zealand first instead of Hawaii this time.
I just had a friend
well,
come
yeah.
from New Zealand, and she spoke so highly.
Oh,
about
yeah.
it.
The people in Australia spoke so highly of New Zealand
Yeah.
that it was insane. Like, it sounded like New Zealand was better than anywhere else that people were visiting.
Speaking of Australia, what was your biggest like wow about Australia?
I think I was surprised. Well, actually, I guess if you want to go wow factor, I mean, when I got in the water and saw the Great Barrier Reef, that was insane.
That is on my bucket list. I
That
would
was
love
insane.
to do that.
I know the reefs are starting to do the bleaching and all that stuff, but this one was so colorful and there's so much life.
Yeah.
Like we live in Florida, we have reefs. Like
Yeah.
you go to the Keys and you can
Not
see
like
a
that.
lot of stuff, but it was nothing comparable. I've done cruises in the Caribbean and all that stuff. With water is a lot hotter, obviously. But it's still hot in Australia because it's you got to remember Australia's flipped. So there's a north of Australia is kind of like our Florida, where Kansas, and it was just amazing. But I was very shocked, geography wise. Actually, the whole thing, the whole country of Australia, how similar it is actually to the U.S. So like I was mentioning, Kansas was like Florida, humid, hot, all that stuff. A lot of nature, a lot of forest, a lot of green. Then you come down to Sydney, and it kind of felt like a California, New York, city, but like a harbor, and it was really cool. Like obviously different stuff going on, but then you fly inland. We didn't go all the way to the west. We stayed kind of east, but we did go into the outback. Outback's desert, kind of similar to a degree, like Arizona and stuff. So they had similar geography, but obviously the culture and stuff also is kind of similar to U.S. because it's just there really isn't like a Australian culture. There are a bunch of different cultures. Like they have Chinese food, they have fishing, all that stuff going on. There was some Mexican food. I mean, it was like there wasn't like what's Australian food, right?
Yeah.
We ate all these other cuisines because there's a lot of people that like migrated to Australia.
Didn't you guys ride camels out there?
Camels.
Yeah.
Awesome experience. Highly recommended. There are like 500,000 camels in Australia. I did not know that.
Which is
There's
wild.
always like kangaroos and,
so cool.
and
Yeah,
koalas,
dude,
right?
there it is. Kangaroo Jack. How is that?
Kangaroo Jack is awesome. That is so freaking cute. Those
Are they?
marsupials. Yeah,
little
even the
ones.
wombats. The wombats are
wombats.
awesome. The little wombats are the wombats are koalas that are on the ground.
Yeah.
The wombat I think is the original species, and then like they turned into a koala because the koalas just went up into the trees.
Okay, I don't know why I thought a wombat had wings and flew.
No,
Okay.
no,
All
no. It's like
I'm
a
just gonna back up on that.
it's like a giant hamster,
Okay.
huge.
Giant hamster.
Yeah,
That's a good.
they're burrowing animals. They go underground.
That's
They're
cool.
nocturnal, so they come out like only at like sunset. So like, it's really cool. It's really cool.
It reminds me of those when we were in Arizona when we were on the golf course.
The prairie dogs.
Prairie dogs?
Yeah, little prairie dogs running around.
Those are
Little
awesome.
Timon out there.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, on the golf course.
Timon 4.
Those prairie dogs were everywhere.
They were.
Yeah, they were
Those
cool.
were cool.
Yeah,
They got
and,
close
that's
to you.
that was a
What do you-
cool golf course too, having like the grass and the
The
desert
desert,
look. On
yeah.
it. It makes the greens like pop, and you're just like, man, this is gorgeous. And then you had
was.
the mountains in the background too.
Yeah,
It was
that was
really
sweet.
cool.
Although we have some beautiful golf courses here in Florida.
We do.
Yeah,
Dudes.
yeah, we do.
It's just completely different, like landscape entirely. You have mountains and the scenery in one, and then on here,
Yeah, here you're below water in a swamp.
yeah, you're literally on the
It
ocean.
rains
Some of
once
these
and they got to
courses-
close the course.
Rio Pinar squirrels versus Timon prairie dogs of Arizona. Who wins?
Those are the biggest squirrels.
Those
I've
squirrels are
ever
like
seen.
New York pigeons.
They
They're
are
gigantic.
huge, dude.
They're like
I'm going with the local squirrel size.
Those prairie dogs.
Girth.
Were
The girth
fast.
matters.
Dude,
You
they
can't
were
teach
fast.
girth.
They were fast.
can't
they would,
teach good.
They would just jet as soon as you were next to them.
That's
Those
true.
were- those
Speed
things were
versus
moving.
the size. I don't know.
I would love to see them go at it.
Yeah.
Just how.
Well,
Dude, the squirrels are. Massive.
we'll get some
They're
visuals
crazy
for you on the
Yeah.
Rio Pinar squirrels. I mean, those things are.
That-
Wow.
Well, and also getting immersed in culture on these trips. Like Ryan, tell us about your honeymoon. You had some things that came up that you're like, wait, what's going on here?
Well, we were gonna go to Bora Bora because
Wow.
couples retreat. Vince Vaughn, you can see the fish through the floor.
Yeah, yeah.
Ever since I've seen that movie, that's what we wanted to do. It couldn't work out with COVID, so Pam again helped us, and she rerouted us to the Maldives, the bungalow over the water. I mean, what an experience! It was like a cruise, but on a private island, just with the service. The island was maybe a mile at most long. Snorkeling was amazing. Just instead, right out of your backyard. I mean,
You went to a restaurant that was underwater.
I did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you did.
seven.
Pretty cool.
7 below. He had like just. My eyes, being in Florida, my eyes got sunburnt within the first day and a half. I had to wear sunglasses inside to go to the doctor. Oh, this happens all the time. It's fine. I'm like, dude, I'm from Florida. This shouldn't be happening, but it did. Just amazing. But the thing is, we only went to one place and just kind of vegged out and lounged. And then you got
relaxed.
you're going to 12 different places.
What's the difference between travel, and vacation?
Yeah.
Right? Vacations, you're relaxing.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
kind of getting that R&R.
That is interesting. It's a
lot of
Trips,
them,
your
way to put
it's experiences, right?
Yeah.
You want to go see and do things.
Yeah.
But and I know you had some culture shocks there, like because you were in a different country. And
We had to fly to Qatar first and then over to Maldives. We went during Ramadan, I think, for Qatar, which you're not allowed to eat during the day. Thank gosh we landed at night, so we were allowed to eat, but we didn't even think about stuff like that. So, yeah, you're traveling to these other places. You got to be aware of those things. Then we got to the Maldives. We
That's a
got to
good
take
point.
a little jumper. Great job.
Hey,
Jumper
listen.
plane over the water, and just the food there was just so fresh. I
Really?
mean, it was just different. Bananas were like this big. I mean, it was just it was.
it's like the pineapples in
not the
Hawaii.
most
That's the one
Ryan's-
thing he
I'm
took
just-
home. The banana was
I'm
I'm
looking
looking,
at
at I'm looking at the banana and apples. I'm like, this does not look like my. Oh, sorry. So, the different restaurants. The junk food place was called American Junk Food.
No
that-
way.
Yes. They served, your
They
fries,
know.
your burgers. They know.
Yeah.
When
I
you
know.
were there, obviously, like this is one of the most people dream of going to this
Yeah.
place. Was it a lot of Americans? Like the
was gonna-
people that actually
It was
go
Americans
to
and
this trip?
Europeans are the top travelers there. Yeah.
Any
I
specific?
feel like American and Europeans are probably top travelers in general.
Yeah, I would
Probably.
Say
I would
that.
probably
Should
look into
think
that.
We met one couple from I think New York or Missouri. I don't know.
Really?
One or the other, but we always saw them at the infinity pool. It was like did our separate things, meet up at the infinity pool.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
It's funny. You can tell, like when we were on our honeymoon, you can just tell all the people that's on a honeymoon. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
for sure, honeymoon. Like all the people that have been there.
Did any of you try the whole "we're on our honeymoon"? Can you upgrade our flights? Because we did and got no.
No, we did not.
What did you enjoy
Like on
most,
Friends,
We
they're
got
like,
one perk from that, but we didn't like. It was like, oh, I think it was just a rental car. They they gave me of all people a Mustang
Oh,
in Miami
yeah.
or in Miami in Hawaii at Maui. And granted, it was fun because we took it around. We did the Road to Hana.
Oh,
Which
yeah,
was
that's a good one.
awesome. Highly recommend. It's a day. It takes the full day. It's 7 hours, but you take the top down. You're going around the mountain, the windy roads. Be cautious of locals because it's their road. They're driving on their road, and you're visiting, and be respectful of the island as well. But the waterfalls. We went through a lava tunnel. It was so cool, so cool. It was just such an experience because you just get immersed in nature and beauty that you just don't get
yeah.
often.
What's a lava tunnel? A tunnel made by lava.
Yeah, so essentially one of the volcanoes erupted and the lava was running down and into the ocean and stuff, and so like it just carved through and made a hollow tunnel, but the walls are all hardened lava. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's
that's
pretty
very
cool.
cool.
It's
That'd be a
really
good
it's
business
literally on the
idea.
side of the road. You park on the side of the road, and remember this is a 2-lane road. One's going one way, one's going the other way. So you park on they have a little shoulder that they do for specifically for these trips, and essentially you walk across the street. You go into this tiny hole, and you're just like, this is sketchy. And then all of a sudden, it opens up. It's pitch black in there, but it opens up, and then on the other side of the tunnel, you start to see some light, and you came out, and there's this nice, beautiful, like, open forest area, and you were just like, holy cow, this is insane. But you can kind of see how it came through and it cut through the mountain, essentially.
Right.
Like, the
Yeah,
lava
that's
was so
crazy.
hot, it, like, cut through its own self, right? Because the mountain is the volcano, and it just created this really cool thing.
Wow. There's definitely things that you get to experience in certain places that are like geographically driven,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
Yeah, unique
of
to
course,
it.
Bora Bora in Australia and Greece and all these places. It's really cool.
Yeah.
What did you enjoy most about your trip?
So we went to
Mexico, right?
Riviera Maya, like a
Mm-hmm.
more luxurious couples resort, adults only place. It was really nice, very quiet. You can tell it was like really for people that were on like honeymoons or
Yeah.
just couples. It was all couples, but it was awesome. It was a really nice place. For us, it was super enlightening to see how easy it was to get from Florida to Mexico.
Yeah.
And once you land in Mexico, to get to your destination, and everyone is so accommodating. Like
That's awesome.
it's an amazing experience. And then we got to experience Tulum, so we went out to Tulum one day.
Tulum.
You can go to
I keep hearing about that. That's been a big destination for like
Tulum.
bachelor and bachelorettes.
Yeah.
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 So there's like two parts of Tulum. You have the ancient history of Tulum, and then there's like the downtown portion of Tulum. And the downtown portion of Tulum has grown dramatically over the
Really?
last couple of years. It's blown up, so it is getting more expensive. But it's the whole place is just awesome. It's a really good experience. And then you can go to the cenotes too, and cenotes are really cool to see, experience. But I mean, it's just an awesome place. It's kind of like Florida weather, so the weather is not too much different. It's just always beautiful there. But it's like the Caribbean of Mexico. It's kind of like what they call it over there. So I mean, you're getting like a beachy vibe the whole time, but it's just a really awesome spot. Super mellow, very accommodating. Everyone speaks English, so the translation there wasn't difficult at all. Very easy to be there. If anything, it's easier to get to there than it is some places in the States.
Yeah.
That's why I like going so much. And
Yeah.
we go back so frequently because it's easier to get there, and it's you're basically
How long's that flight?
Hour and 15, hour and 20.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Really?
It's easier
It's
to
quick
get
up and down.
from the South Florida to Mexico than it is to get from South Florida up to New York or Jersey. So it literally takes us. And
No way.
yeah, at most, like especially when you're on your way back because you're getting the airflow that way. So
Just going right over the Gulf. You just cut right over it.
right over, like from Naples. I mean, I even thought like if you're in the Keys, I wonder how long it would take to take a boat from the Keys to Mexico.
Oh,
this is
that
like
would
this is like
be- that
east,
would be
east
wild.
Mexico,
This is like
East Coast side.
Yeah, Cancun area.
Okay, gotcha.
At the end of the day,
I wonder how long it
That's
takes to get to
awesome.
the West Coast side. You went to Cabo, right?
Well,
how was
West
that flight?
Coast would be ridiculous.
Cabo is pretty much like you're almost going to the West Coast.
Mexico's
'Cause it's
a
on the-
very
Like
big
going to
place.
California is what you're
Almost,
saying. Gotcha.
essentially,
Yeah, it's very
Which
big.
Which Cabos?
Cabo is amazing.
Mhm.
I liked Cabo a lot. If I had to compare Cabo and Cancun, it's just when you get to the cities where the tourism is, like it's always the same in those type of areas.
Yeah.
Cabo's a little bit away from that area, at least where we stayed.
That's where you. That's why
Cancun
we
is
shoot
just
down.
so like hotel after
Would you
hotel,
guys say-
which was amazing? I mean,
That's why we shot down from Cancun down towards Riviera Maya,
Yeah.
Tulum, because you're driving about an hour and a half south, but you're getting away from like the overwhelming,
right?
like touristy destinations.
Yeah.
But it is. It's like resort after resort after resort. It's an awesome spot though.
Would you guys say in your travels that you prefer to go into the non-touristy areas?
I love. I like to experience the culture.
I agree.
And like where you're going, if you're just going where it's commercialized, I don't think you get the full perspective of like, one, how thankful and how appreciative we have to be of like what we have as Americans, right? These little things that we take just for granted. But I would much more rather explore like what's out there in that specific city or country versus like, for instance, the one thing, a problem with cruises, like you go to a port and it's all tourists.
Yeah.
It's
tourism.
Americanized.
Yeah, and you gotta obviously take whatever to really go places, but like I'm not going on a cruise to go to Cozumel to go Fat Tuesdays or whatever.
Senior
like,
frogs,
which
come
people do, and I'm like, that's not a vacation, right?
Americans ruin everything.
Yeah. Now listen, if you're just going to have a good time, great. But that's why like when you went to obviously Hawaii to then Australia, like you went so many places. It probably wasn't the most relaxing at times, but you wanted to see everything.
No, but we learned
Dude.
so much. The Aboriginal culture, the original settlers or I guess you wouldn't say settlers, but the original people that were in Australia, it's just amazing to hear what goes on in that country and how much they love to embrace the Aboriginal ways of life. I mean, just as simple as maintaining fire control. Like the way they do it is better than what they thought the Australians
That's
thought they were
crazy.
doing it. Yeah, yeah. We're talking about like thousands and thousands of years of knowledge that the Aboriginals have, and they finally decided to embrace it. It's been, I think it was relatively recently is when they started to do this stuff and started to really embrace. But they have like sayings and stuff that go towards this. I mean, it's a really cool, like they really embrace where they come from now in Australia.
What did you call them?
Aboriginals. It's you kind of like Native Americans.
So we got to put them in California. So they got good fire control.
Yeah, they do.
Wow,
They have
we gotta
really
bring
good-
them over to the
really
West.
good-
I'm
really
just
good
saying,
fire control.
man.
Yeah, they're a lot of sacred areas. Like Uluru is the outback area that we went to. It's
Yeah.
about the rock, right? Ayers Rock is, I think, the what the settlers called it, but Uluru is now like what the Aboriginals call it.
Okay.
They have a lot of sacred areas, like you weren't allowed to bring your phones out and stuff, and like I think it was like if you like took sand or rocks, like they become like they're sacred, so like you're not supposed to do that. You get fines and stuff, and like they call them something, I can't remember the exact term, but it's like something like rock of tears or something like that. And people like get bad luck. It's been like a thing, like you get cursed, quote unquote, if you take this stuff, and then they kind of ship them back with these sorry letters. And like people got in car accidents and all this crazy stuff that happens to them. But it's because of the culture. Like we bought a lot of art from there because we just loved it so much. So now we tried to be able to keep learning about Australia and learning about these cultures that we go to when we travel, and we try to take a little bit back with us that we can, and it's support them as well by going through the small businesses and everything. So
Yeah.
There's a show out there like called Down to Earth with Zac Efron. He goes to Australia
Yeah.
and
Yes.
he does the ritual stuff. So now it all
We started
it
watching
all
that
makes
after we
Yes.
sense,
came back.
dude.
His
Yeah.
show is awesome. He jumps around to many different places. And
yeah,
It's cool.
Him
and
it's
I think Darren is
awesome.
the other guy. I
Yeah.
really enjoy. The first season was really good. We're still trying to get through the Australia one, but like they did cage diving with sharks. I know you wanted to do that. You're crazy for
know.
that, but
Dude,
they're just not really prevalent on the east coast
that's
of Australia.
next time.
You can do that out on the West Coast here, I think.
I'm good.
like California.
I think the Galapagos area and Mexico are probably the best places to go out to do it.
I would do that.
I think it would be
You doing
awesome.
that? What? You going diving with sharks in the cage?
I'll do
Jaws
that.
style?
100%.
I'm not.
I was actually really
Take
upset
the
because when
risk.
we were in
I'm
Maui,
sensitive subject with sharks.
when we were, yeah, you got to remember that, Ryan.
That's fair. That's fair.
But in Maui, we went to Turtle Town. Thanks for the recommendation. We went
Turtle
snorkeling,
Town.
and there was a pregnant shark. I think it was a mako shark that was just hovering around the area. Now the water was a little murky that day, so you couldn't really see, which kind of played into the fear factor of it. But I was actively searching for this shark because I just want to see a shark in water. They even though they need to be respected, obviously, because they are predators, it just seems so majestic on just how they move and everything. But
We live in Florida. Just go into the ocean.
we live in Florida. We can just go on a golf course and see an alligator if you want to get some fear. I don't know. They're more afraid of you than you are afraid of
Your
it.
grandfather teed off with like an alligator. A foot
It was 8 feet long, this gator, and it just was chilling watching him tee shot. And he hit a...
Gramps is like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm not intimidated. Let's go.
No, he hit a bomb right over the water.
It was really
great.
that close to him?
Dude, yes.
It was on the tee box
It
with
was-
him. I actually pulled the club out of my bag just in case something happened.
He's OG Gramps. He don't
Nah,
care,
he didn't
man.
care. It was probably 6 feet away from him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's awesome. All right, boys. Well, I think that we had a good view and perspective on a lot of the trips that we've experienced, and this is just some. I'm sure there's a lot that we forgot about.
Yeah, I just think it's good to embrace culture. It's good to embrace getting away from the
There it
minutia
is.
of life.
Yeah.
Like trips are an important part. Like you got to enjoy your life. Now, maybe you enjoy doing things at home and stuff like that. You're more of a homebody, and trips might not be your thing. But you got to find something that you can do to step away.
Experiencing the culture is like
Yeah.
the biggest thing. It's the biggest takeaway.
Seeing just nature is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so therapeutic.
I think
And-
finding moments with your people too, whether it's friends,
memories.
family,
The
the
memories.
memories.
The memories are
you
big
know.
time.
You want to just take that time to enjoy each other's company because you really don't know. how
Helps
long-
build your relationships too, even stronger.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Do it with your family. Do it with your friends.
Do it with both.
Do it with both. We've done that.
We
We
have.
went on cruises with our parents and our friends.
We have.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
world is your oyster.
I love oysters. So
I
glad that I'm
know.
not allergic to those anymore.
Yeah.
That's big time.
Well, if you're watching and you've been on a trip that we did not talk about, we're always down to learn more about trips and experience new things. So we want to hear about your trip because we're always looking for new places to go. We're always trying to bring people with us to places and enjoy and embrace new cultures. So feel free to drop a comment, talk about places that you've been, and maybe we'll be able to experience them too. Until then, the bender continues.
BBC.